just wanted to ask your opinion about something quite specific that has had a bit of engagement. Is a post that you did the other day, last week, to do with agencies claiming to win awards.
Yeah.
Yeah. That maybe they haven't, that maybe they're paid for. Not naming any names. There's no evidence to say one did and one didn't, but this is a fairly commonly accepted thing that happens here in the real estate market in Marbella. What are your personal thoughts on that? Are you willing to share that?
Sure. Well, I think that I have actually read something from you as well last year. I think you make a comment on this yearly, because it is a thing.
It's a thing, isn't it?
It's definitely a thing. Maybe I didn't pay too much attention to it, to be fair, until we ourselves received an offer for one of these companies. So there are even law firms that are receiving quotes and offers to be commended with an award if you pay enough. There's a silver, there's a bronze, there's a gold kind of category, right? And this is a fast-paced market. This is a market that relies heavily on marketing. But we are here to see things from the client's point of view. We have to have that perspective as a law firm. And also for the agencies to be aware of the legal aspect of those kind of phenomenons, not just to jump into conclusions and not just jump on offers without knowing what the consequences might be. It's not that difficult. If you are working a market, if you're a professional player on a market, and you're selling services and you're selling products, and you're involved in marketing, what is the legal principle? Again, legal principles, you have to be honest. It's not that hard really to understand. And so in your marketing, you need to be honest, you need to be correct. And of course, there's a bit of a gray zone. You would know as a marketeer, right? Well, what is complete 100% truth and what is an opinion, what is an interpretation,
exaggerations,
right? Exaggerations and so on. But when it comes to this kind of awards, there is Spanish legislation, there are court cases, there are decisions from Spanish authorities, and it's quite clear that the legal principle of being transparent and correct and honest when it comes to your marketing has been established many times in laws and in jurisprudence and in decisions. So I think if there are any agencies out there receiving this kind of offers, they should at least consider the legal aspect of it before jumping into maybe in certain marketing projects about that. And my personal opinion, if I might have one, I think it's tied to a little bit the general idea of this market, which we just discussed. We are raising the bar here. We want to raise the bar. People are coming to relocate. They're spending a lot of money here. They are clients, with that have the expectation that I will be engaging in a professional market. So this is just one small piece, I would say, to let's try to clean up maybe a little bit, and to professionalize everything. And this is a small part of it.
Yeah, I mean, there must be some awards out there that are legitimately given. Whether they're deserved or not, it's a different matter. But the Oscars for the TV, there are awards things. This I'm not suggesting, and we're not suggesting that all awards are fake.
No.
But if they are, I think I'm just going to give my opinion since we're exchanging opinions here. I think it's unethical.
Yeah.
I think it's a shame. I don't think that. I think it's a shame that companies that probably deserve an award because they do very good work, and because nobody's given them an award, even though they deserve it, they go on and buying one, sort of a self-pat on the back. I understand the commercial and the marketing reasoning for that. It's a differentiating factor. We have an award, they don't. But there is an ethical issue here, and it also makes people wonder, or makes me wonder, at least, maybe I'm alone, if this is not real, what else about what you're doing and saying is not real? And I know a lot of these agencies, and they're good companies. And I think it's a shame that they feel the need that that's one way to do it. And in terms of the parody that one may or may not, joking about it a little bit, it's just because it is commonly accepted within the industry that a lot of these awards are not legitimate, not 100% earned. You can't win it unless there's some investment involved. then if you're sharing that in networks that your colleagues and other agents and people in the business are seeing, then it seems a little weird. It's kind of like, well, I won this. So I think that's what causes that reaction. I don't think if you want to get an award for whatever, and there is the ethical and the legal issues to do with that, but from a B2B industry thing, if it was me, I would not want to make too much noise about it publicly on social media, because it's basically telling your other colleagues and agents, we're better than you. We're the #1 agency in the world and all this kind of thing. And if you don't want that negative reaction, then don't do that. There's a saying in English which is, if you make yourself a target, you're going to get shot. And I think this is a clear case of that.
For me, I can see that point, and I think people might feel it's an unfair tool. It's an unfair way of positioning yourself. But bottom line is, and I think that I actually finished my post. I didn't know that it will be such a interesting post for so many people, but I finished my post just saying basically you have to be honest. And I think sometimes it's good to remember when conducting yourself in any kind of business and in marketing, the main principle is that you have to be honest. You have to be transparent. And I think we're living this lifestyle here. It's a beautiful place. And it's an interesting market that we're dealing with, the real estate market here in Marbella and other areas. And I just feel that we can do better. We don't have to fall in the trap of, well, this is Marbella, we'll do it a little bit differently. We're a little bit the Wild West, and that's just how it is. Accept it and laugh about it, No, let's not do that, Let's not do that. Let's try to do it better and differently.
Do the right thing.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah. I think from both of us, what we share is, despite what I've just said and what you just said, is we have a lot of admiration, a lot of respect for the people that work in this industry. There's a lot of really good agencies and good players in here. Even some of the ones winning awards are very good.
Of course.
And it's just, let's all, in 2026, try and take one little step forward in professionalizing the industry, in being clearer, and being more transparent, in doing the right thing, in collaborating with other agents. Because independently of that, if we can't just wait for the magic bullet of regulation to come and save the day, because that doesn't work that way. It has to start from ourselves and on the small things. And I think if everybody is trying to do the right thing, then yes, there'll be bad actors in that don't. But let's make those the odd ones out. Let's make them stand out by being the odd ones out. And if everybody's aligned with the good intentions, which is what's best for the clients at the end of the day, and we can gain this trust and we don't blow it on silly claims, then it can only be a good thing for the industry as a whole and for everybody involved. And then in love and war, all is fair, as in all things being professional, then you still have to compete with each other and sell more properties than the guy next door and all that kind of stuff. But I think it's on a fairer, more professional, even playing field, irrespective of associations, irrespective of regulation. I think it has to start from each agency has to look at internally and say, how can we do better next year?
Yeah, and law firms.
And law firms.
As well. No, we want to play a fair game, It is a game, it's a competition, as you say. Business is always a competition. But you have to enjoy the game, And I enjoy the game when it's fair. And I know which rules that I have to follow. And I know what's right and wrong, and there's a referee showing the yellow card or even the red card when it's needed, and definitely from a client point of view, if you're walking the beautiful promenade from Puerto Banús to Marbella, or you're in Mijas Pueblo, or wherever you are enjoying this fantastic area, if we could match, that experience and that success in lifestyle with the processes on the real estate market as well, from all angles and all perspectives, that's a beautiful thing.